Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Team Yankee Battle Report. Today we'll be playing on a snowy cityscape. And for the first time, a British army will appear in the game. We're running a tank company here with 2 platoons of 3 chieftains. We have a company commander, as well as a 2IC, and they all have the Stillbrew armor upgrade. We also have 4 FVs, together with 4 Rifle MG teams, 3 Carl-Gustaf teams, and 1 mortar team. Right behind them, we have a tow helicopter flight, 2 of them, 2 tracked rapiers, and we also have a fire observer, together with a pair of M109 field artillery. Would I were to be a bit smarter, I would have swapped that out for Abbots. However, we got 78 points of British. Looking at Soviet side, this is a mainly mechanized battalion, however there are a lot of tanks. 1 unit of 4 BMP-2s together with 4 AK-74 teams and 3 RPG teams. Another one just like it, however it has been upgraded with an extra BMP-2 and a Gremlin team. And there is the battalion commander and his BMP-2. Behind them we have a pair of Hinds, as well as 2 SA-13 Gophers and 3 Carnations. And the big blob of 10 T-72s, because fuck it all, I guess. Have a look at the terrain here. It kind of looks as a cityscape, although it is quite open in a lot of areas which we didn't really think about. The BMP-1 here will serve as a objective marker in this part of the town square. And we have a ruined chieftain turret in the church over there, that'll be another one. And the last one over in that town square, also a BMP-1. Now having a look at the Soviet deployment. We got the Hinds on the right flank together with the Carnation teams. And moving up towards the town square there, we have the larger BMP-2 company with 5 BMPs. And their infantry is dismounted behind the red factory. Together with the company commander's own BMP-2, and the company commander himself is standing in the crater there. Also behind that we have the SC-13 Gophers. And we have the small BMP-2 company next to them with their dismounted infantry. Sorry, that's the mounted infantry. And the 10 T-72s on flank. Now over with the bridge deployment, we've got a platoon of chieftains on the left side together with their company commander. And over on the side on the road there, we can see the second in command hiding in the building next to the objective. We have a dismounted infantry platoon with their FVs next to the buildings. Another chieftain platoon over there, with the field batteries behind them. The fire observer is also in that mess of FVs. We also have the track rapier and the helicopters behind them. So I'm trying to concentrate my force a little bit more than the Soviets did. Rolling into the first British turn here, we forgot to mention that the Soviets won the deployment, but the British took the first turn. The chieftains moved up to the edge of the buildings together with the fire observer. And the FVs kind of just hid behind the blue building that you can see right now, as well as the infantry mounting up in that white building. Everyone else seemed to stay put on that flank, and over onto the northern flank, so to speak, we've got the chieftain platoon moved up to the edge of the houses and opened fire across the field, hitting the 2S1 Carnations, killing 2 of them. The company commander also fired on the what are they called? The BMPs, thank you very much, and killed 1. The second in command, as well as the southern chieftain unit, opened fire upon the T-72s, killing 1 and bailing 2 in total. The Hellon flight also opened fire, but they missed. So that wasn't exactly very useful, but just trying to stem the tide of the Soviet invasion. The indirect firearm and the artillery, coordinating with the fire observer, landed a strike on the Gremlin team and killed 2 AK-74 teams, 2 BMPs, and only one of the teams managed to dismount from the BMP platoon. So it was a pretty powerful first strike. The question is, have I killed enough for it to really matter when the real storm is about to begin? Let's have a look at Soviet turn 1. Soviet turn 1. The last Carnation failed his morale check and ran off the table. And we got 2 T-72s that refused to remount in their tanks. whilst the rest of the larger BMP-2 company moved up on the street and having their infantry mounting up inside that building, probably in an effort to cover the objective on its right flank. Now over on the other side, the BMP commander's vehicle decided to capture the objectives, while remaining of the smaller BMP-2 company moved up the street. And the T-72 tanks, the 7 that were remaining, just pushed up and opened fire on the chieftains protecting the houses there, killing 2 of them. As well as his hinds sneaking up behind me and killing my company commander, who managed to mount up in another tank on this left side. However, one of his hinds got destroyed by my tracked rapiers before they could fire. British turn 2. My left flank, together with the company commander, moved up a little bit on the past the buildings. And the rest of the guys held the ground except that chieftain unit, which bailed out and fell back from the battlefield. However, my company commander and the Hell flight opened fire upon the T-72s, managed to kill 1 of them. That's some seriously horrible shooting, and he's approaching my lines, which is a bit scary at the moment. The 2-tank team over there opened fire upon the T-72s as well, killing 1 of them, which is kind of shit-rolling if you ask me, but hey, it's something. My company commander, on the other hand, also fired at the Gophers, killing 1 of them. However, a little bit more successfully, we got the artillery from the M109s landing in the destroyed building over there, killing 1 infantry team, pinning them down, and bailing out 1 BMP-2. Now, this is getting a bit scary because it's approaching my lines. Soviet turn 2. The SA-13 Gopher over there made its morale check and moved back a little bit, as well as the rifle company over there, they made their pitting check, but the BMP on the right side did not remount. And the tanks on the other side moved up, 5 shots going into the second in command, only really bailing him, as well as the company commander's BMP firing a missile at him, which did not penetrate the armor. And on the other side we got 1 BMP-2 who did the exact same thing and failed to penetrate. On to the third British turn. The 2-tank chieftain platoon over there just swerved the turrets a little bit, shot at the T-72 company, killing 2 tanks. The company commander shot at the BMP-2 company and killed the company commander on that side. The second in command also shot at the T-72s, bailing 1 of them. That's the one on the our left side. And the Hell flight also took a shot, bailing another one. At this point, they're just trying to hammer down the most of them. An artillery strike on the infantry kills another team and pins them. Soviet turn 3. Everything on the left flank here is really starting to push ahead, with the more rifle companies dismounting. And all the BMPs, including the ones on the right side, tries to move up on the street together with the company commander's BMP and the last 2 on this side over here, all pouring their 30mm autocannons fire into that building, only killing 1 rifle team, however pinning them down in the process. And that rifle team there just kept moving up. These T-72s, the ones that are remaining, fired at the field artillery, and well, you can see the result of that. So at the moment, he is pretty close to breaking my lines, but I think I may have knocked out enough to make sure the penetration doesn't cause that much damage. On to the British 4th turn. The rapiers and the fire observer just dashed away to get the fuck out of the fight and deny him that possibility to break my company morale, whilst my chieftains on that side stayed put. However, my company commander moved up a little bit to snatch that objective, and they all fired Hesh at the red building there, killing 2 teams. These guys in this building fired their Carl Gustavs and the 6mm anti-tank weapons against the BMPs, destroying 2 and bailing 1. My anti-tank helicopters also fired away at the T-72s, failing horribly. The second in command, though, he's definitely the MVP, destroyed 2 of the enemy tanks. I've mainly broken the attack, however, he can still snatch the objectives. I held 1 objective, contest that objective, and he's still holding that objective, so it's not totally over. Soviet turn 4. None of the T-72s managed to remount, however the last one on the edge there actually made his company morale. As it comes to the BMPs on his right side, on the other hand, they failed their morale test, which is incredibly uncommon for the Soviets. They've since made every single company morale test yet, including that Gopher over there who's been sitting there the entire game. And these guys also managed to unpin. That BMP, including the last ones on the side, fired their autocannons at the white building, and then the Soviet infantry dashed in to destroy the remainder of the platoon, killing one team in the firefight and another one in close combat. However, the British failed their counterattack and got pushed out of the building, which is just fucking awkward if you ask me. So right now he's contesting the objective over there. He tried to knock the second in command out, but he missed. So right now I am contesting the objective on that square, and contesting the other objective on the other square, and he's holding on in the church. On to the 5th British turn. My 2 chieftains and the company commander kept firing hash at the red building and destroyed one team. And they are getting severely reduced in there now. And my fire observer just ran away a little bit more, together with the tracked behaviors to get away from the fight. And my FOVs that had been hiding the entire game came into effect, together with the infantry firing at the white building, killing one Soviet infantry team. And my helicopters over there took a shot at the BMPs, killing both of them, putting an end to that BMP2 company. My second in command kept proving that he's badass and killed the last T-72, the last operational one, with still 2 bailed out. And that is about it. At the moment I am not actually holding any objectives because he's still contesting one in town square, and he's holding one in the church, so yeah, he can win on the objectives. Soviet turn 5. At the end, the infantry company in the red building failed their morale test, and that was the final piece that tipped over the iceberg. And he failed his battalion command check. However, the guys in the white building did actually survive, and also made the morale test. But regardless, his battalion command check was a failure, and that is a British victory, even though he still held on to it. And as always, hindsight is 20/20, but we're going to talk about some reflections and thoughts about the game. As a general, I do believe the Soviets rushed a little bit too hard on the left flank, while they could have used the right flank to get around. Because if you just cracked those buildings there, I do believe my entire right side would have been in an extremely poor condition, seeing as I would be attacked on at least 2 sides, and it would be a lot easier for him to get control of my supporting units, such as my anti-aircraft and my artillery pieces. And as a general, I did stay put. I think that was a pretty good idea, since the chieftains have rate fire 2 when staying still. And the British are, as a general, quite good at defending. Trying to attack with especially the mechanized units pretty retarded, seeing as they only really have a machine gun, which is kind of useless. A warrior or some sort of autocannon would be a lot better in the assault. And he did lose his entire T-72 company on that field. Thank you for watching, and I will see you around.